Hi, Pep. You mentioned a couple of times the problems that semi-finals have given you in the past because of scheduling and away games in the Champions League. Have you done anything different this time in terms of travel or staying over or training?
Last season we traveled directly to Madrid to London to stay there in the hotel, to don't travel here and back. But being the result, we come back at home.
So, and can you explain, is there any other reason other than that scheduling, do you think? Because it's so unlike a team of yours to have that.
Listen, it's not. It looks like a complaint. I just explained not what I had the feeling right now with the players, because the players I didn't see them. So we have to train this afternoon at 4. We have dinner here. We take a plane. We go to London, and tomorrow we're going to play. So I explained for the experience in the past that the 3 or 4 years in the same situations, we were not there. I would say because we were so tired. Maybe because Liverpool was much better than us, and the previous opponents were much better than us, and they deserve to win. I'm not saying the opposite. I'm saying for experience what we live. So it's a difficult game for us. Difficult for different circumstances. You have to be able to change our mind, to say how important it is, to see real the opponent with the strength, because we play against Burnley. At the end we beat them in good result, but the first half. We struggle incredible, to beat them with a man-to-man. They were really good here against us. So Sheffield is the second in the championship, and I prepared this game, I guess, part of the week. Mentally it's a dream for them, like it's for us to be in the FA Cup final. And what I want is be the team being there. I don't know the selection, I don't know where we're going to play right now. I have an idea, but not completely being there, because the FA Cup deserve it. So we struggle. Bristol again was difficult, and we play against Chelsea in the FA Cup. So important teams, and I want to see my team ready mentally to fight, to be, on 3rd of May, so June, I don't know, in a final in Wembley. So it's not last 16 or. So FA Cup final is an important title. We are so close. We have to try to do our best.
Pep, you obviously play a lot of games every season because you go far in competitions. But is this season, you find the players are a lot more fatigued than previous years?
No. For experience, when I was in Barcelona, one time we were there in here later stages, that is normal. So if you want to fight for all the titles that's happened this season, this is the schedule. We cannot complain. They complain, you don't want it, okay, get out of the competition, you have long weeks. But if you want it, like we have proven that we want it, that is the reality. Accept it and fight for that. We are young, we are well cared with a nutritionist, with many things, with a good rest, and you have to be ready.
Because of the kind of number of games, do you change your training sessions this time of year? Are they much shorter or?
Yeah, absolutely. Today we are not going to do anything. We're going to go out, to take a breath, and maybe we'll some work through, but of course we cannot train. I'm not there are managers that it doesn't matter, you have to train for I prefer to keep the energy as much as possible for the game. What to control the fatigue is here, is the mind. When you believe you are incredibly exhausted, when you have a positive thoughts, you are not tired. Always depend on here.
Hi Pep, we had Gundogan did the press conference on Tuesday night in Munich, and he said he's still not sure about next season. Is that hard for him to sort of focus on what's in front of him when he doesn't quite know what?
He's so focused. There's no doubt. With Gundogan, there's no doubt about that. He's so focused. What's going to happen is going to happen. The best for him, we deserve it, and for us, for ourselves too.
You've still no sort of news on what from the club end. You don't really know yet. No. And also, Pep, you've talked a little bit about Rodri's sort of workload. How close is Kalvin Phillips to sort of challenge him for a start now?
It still needs a little bit the rhythm. The rhythm in short spaces still. We miss the best of Kalvin. That is the reason why sometimes he doesn't have a lot of minutes.
You're talking about the training session later. How long would that last? Like half an hour?
It's better 20 minutes.
Yeah. Is that?
Today is not training. It's be together, come out a little bit, and maybe the guys we didn't play going to train, but the guys that training is maybe for the game plan to see us a little bit on the pitch. We're going to do it, but absolutely, because they play in a specific way. You have to know exactly what you have to do, because they have the same patterns that you have to pay attention. Otherwise, they are good, and a part of that, see what you have to do.
And with the fatigue, have you thought about having a slightly larger squad in future seasons? Because obviously it is a small group of players.
I prefer to be that. It doesn't matter if fatigue is the reason. They not compensate today to be large players when they have 8, 9, 10 players we are not selected and not options to play. I don't like it.
Okay, along the line. Just go 1, 2, 3. Or 3, 2, 1.
Hi, Pep. You mentioned James Mcatee earlier. He played a little bit last season, as did Cole Palmer. You kept Cole Palmer here. You decided to send James out. What was the thinking behind that decision? Why you sent one out and why you kept one here?
Cole was more time with us before Mcatee came up, and he's more winger. Cole can play, of course, attacking midfield as well. And unfortunately with Cole, the moment was incredible, brilliant, and make an injury, a long injury, and after they come back, and after the players were playing good, Jack make an incredible step forward, and he didn't have the minutes that we expected. I expected to give in to him, but still the season is, the 6 amount important ones, and every minute the player is going to play will be so important. So in this type of period, the last 10, 50, 20 minutes seem important than the previous 75. So we have to be ready in every single minute the play, being selected for the beginning or coming from the bench.
Do you think that next season it's important that...
Next season I didn't talk 1 second with my sport director, so I'm so busy about this season. We have time enough to prepare.
Hi Pep. I know this isn't the case for everybody, because Erling's obviously done very well, Julian's done very well, and Diaz and Laporte in the past. But with a lot of players like Grealish and Bernardo, Mahrez, Rodri, they normally improve much more in the second season at City. Do you know? Have you any theories why that is for some players? Like, why a case of understanding, more time with you? What is it?
No, because for example, Erling and Julian didn't happen. Sometimes, always I believe is the players when they believe, first, for example, Bernardo, knowing him, if he play more the second and the first, he just forgot that didn't give as much minutes like I give the second and the first, because Bernardo had the feeling in the day one can adapt. But there are players, like Jack admitted publicly, that struggle a little bit, that believe I'm player for Manchester City, I am able to play here, and they won the Premier League in the past, I'm here. And the moment he in his mind said, of course I'm ready to play here, of course I'm good enough to play here, of course I had the ability and to do it. The some players need a little bit more time than the other ones.
Just on Jack, it's probably been a while since anyone's asked you about Grealish, but how impressed have you been with him recently? And were you expecting, when you signed him 18 months ago, were you expecting him to be like this now, that it would come one day that he's playing like this?
Definitely. I'm impressed how professional we are. He is. Yesterday we arrived 6, everybody home. He was here, make a treatment, water area, and prepare for just in case it needs next Wednesday, because he was not used to play against Aston Villa every week, 3 games, and for a long time. Of course, Aston Villa play, but maybe for the FA Cup. But he used it, and he knows his body, his regeneration, and we cannot forget that the Jack he came last season came from the previous season in Aston Villa with 6-7 month injury for a problem, so he didn't have the rhythm that he has right now. And this kind of little details, they can influence a lot. Settling the silly better in the club, with the staff, backroom staff, with the players, with the manager, with the way we want to play. Sometimes you need a little bit more time. But always, I think when your mind is there, always you can adapt quickly.
I bet with the tiredness that you've got in the squad, is it more of a risk to start players that are really tired from Wednesday night, or players who are not quite up to the rhythm?
And believe me, I don't think about the people will not believe me, but the only reason is how I see the team. But I have to convince them that the reality, the tire is there, the fatigue is there. But always experience to do that, but we can have it as an excuse or have an opportunity. If you have an opportunity, you will be ready tomorrow at 4:45. If you have an excuse, you will be tired. and after that, it's better don't play, and they have to be honest to the team. So if they want to feed, and everything depends on what your thoughts. Your thoughts, you control all the time your bodies, your mental approach, your thoughts. And you can think bad or you can think good, wrong or in a positive way. So, and that depends on you. Not the manager, not anyone outside or anything. If you feel I'm not tired, if you feel I'm okay, and feel I want to play the final FA Cup, you are not tired. But if you are, yes, Champions League is nicer, Arsenal is nicer, maybe I have to rest, and after that you will be tired.
Would you accept it then if, I don't know, Erling or Rodri came up to you and said, I think I'm too tired for tomorrow?
I can accept when I make substitution Erling and be criticized because I make substitution Erling. So it depends on them. There are players that, for example, make an incredible regeneration quicker, that can do it, and the other ones take more time. For example, Bernardo is a guy who makes incredible regeneration. But weeks ago, he came to us and said, I'm destroyed. Didn't say he didn't play. And after, when he didn't play, he came after and said, thank you so much for don't allow me to play, because I was really, really tired. So, he's a guy who, recover quickly. So, because the reality is that it's many, many games with a short time, with the troubles and everything, and this is normal. So they are human beings too. But they are in a period with 6-7 weeks left that everyone had to do the last effort, to as much as possible sustain the chance to be in the competition as longer as possible.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.